They always told me the forest wasn't safe at night, not in some campfire ghost story way, but in that backwoods, small town kind of warning where people don't say much, but they mean it. I used to laugh it off. I grew up around here, knew the trails, knew the trees, even knew a few of the old stories about missing hikers or strange lights in the pines. They were just tales told by old men with more whiskey than sense, right? But that was before my brother vanished. 3 years ago, Jonah walked into those woods and never came back. No note, no phone call, just his empty truck, parked at the trailhead, keys still in the ignition, doors locked like he planned to come back in 10 minutes. The police said it was probably a wild animal, or exposure, or maybe he just wanted to disappear. But I know my brother. He wouldn't do that. Wouldn't leave me. Wouldn't leave Mom. Not like that. I've spent every free weekend since searching those woods. I've gone deeper than anyone should, mapped out caves, old hunting cabins, even a forgotten ranger station buried in overgrowth. I've memorized every fork in the trail, every odd formation. I found bones sometimes. Animal, I hoped. I found weird symbols etched into trees, old scratches on rocks that didn't look natural, but never anything of Jonah. Then, last fall, I found the mirror. It was buried behind an old fire pit deep in the North Trail. The glass was cracked, its frame overgrown with moss and vines. But when I wiped it clean, I saw something that nearly made me piss myself. I saw my brother. He wasn't older. He wasn't emaciated or ghostly. He looked exactly like the day he disappeared. Same jacket, same haircut, just standing there, in the mirror, staring at me. He didn't move, didn't speak, just raised his hand and pointed behind me. I turned. Nothing. When I looked back at the mirror, it was just me again, sweating, shaking, pale as hell. I should have left then, should have run, but I'm not that smart. Instead, I took the mirror home. It didn't start right away. At first, it was just odd reflections. I'd walk past the mirror, and things would be off, like the lights were dimmer, or the angle was slightly wrong. I thought maybe the glass was warped. Then the sounds began, scratching, like something inside the mirror was trying to get out. Not constant, just every now and then, usually around 3 a.m. I recorded it once, played it back. There was a voice, whispering. It said my name. That night, I had my first dream. I was in the woods, but they weren't right. The trees were twisted, impossibly tall, and the sky above was black as coal. No stars, no moon. I could hear breathing, low, heavy, something massive just beyond the tree line. I ran, but the forest shifted around me. Paths closed. Branches grabbed at me. When I woke up, my feet were dirty, covered in pine needles, and the mirror was fogged from the inside. I tried to smash it. Didn't work. I hit it with a crowbar, a hammer, even drove over it with my truck. The damn thing didn't crack. Not once. It just sat there, humming, almost purring, like it enjoyed my fear. I tried throwing it in the lake. It was back in my house the next morning, dry, clean. After that, things escalated. I stopped dreaming because I couldn't sleep. Every night, I'd hear footsteps in the hall. My lights flickered. The walls creaked and sighed like they were breathing. And the mirror? The mirror started showing other places, dark places, sometimes the forest, Sometimes old cabins I didn't recognize, sometimes a version of my bedroom, but with something standing in the corner, just out of view. I stopped looking, but it didn't matter, because one night I woke up inside the mirror. I was in my bedroom, but it wasn't mine. The walls were rotting. The mirror across the room was cracked like the one I found, but it reflected a different me, eyes sunken, face pale, like I hadn't eaten in days. I heard scratching under the bed. When I looked, there were hands, pale, clawed, inhuman hands, reaching out. I screamed myself awake. My fingernails were cracked and bloody, dirt under them, like I'd been clawing at something all night. I called a priest. He walked into my house, looked at the mirror once, and said, "I can't help you." Then he left, never returned my calls. I tried burning the house down, thought maybe if the mirror burned, this would all end. But the fire wouldn't touch it. It scorched the wall around it, melted wiring. But the mirror sat there, untouched, perfectly clean. And that's when the man in the woods started showing up. At first, it was just a silhouette at the edge of my backyard. Then closer. Then he was on my porch. Never moved. Never knocked. Just stood there, watching. One night, I opened the door. I don't know why. He was gone, but the mirror had changed. Now, it showed my backyard. Every night, live. And I could see him there, in the reflection, even when he wasn't outside. I boarded it. Thanks for watching Cryptic Chronicles. If you love eerie stories and creepy tales, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.